The old wooden bridge had stood for decades, spanning the river that flowed gently through the heart of our town. It was a place where locals would often stop to gaze out at the water, lost in thought. But there were whispers among the townsfolk about this particular bridge, an unspoken understanding that it held secrets and sorrows. As I walked across its weathered planks, my feet creaking with each step, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. The wind rustled through the trees above, but beneath me lay a silence so profound it felt like a physical presence. It was as if this bridge held not just memories, but regrets, and they were waiting for someone to listen. I stopped at the midpoint, where the wooden slats seemed to grow worn and thin in places. The river below churned with a gentle fury, its surface reflecting the sky above like a mirror. And then I saw them, old photographs pinned to the bridge's railing, each one bearing a name and a date, a person who had left something behind on this very spot. A child's birthday party ticket, a love letter scribbled in haste, a photograph of a family vacation gone wrong. As I gazed upon these relics, my mind began to unravel its own regrets. The faces blurred together as memories flooded back, missed opportunities, unspoken words, and the choices that had led me down this path. And with each passing moment, the bridge seemed to be pulling them out of me like a gentle but insistent tug on an invisible thread. I felt myself being drawn closer to the water's edge, where my own regrets awaited their turn in the spotlight. The wind howled louder now, and beneath it lay a voice that whispered, "Leave your burdens here." And as I stood there, frozen with fear, I realized that this bridge was not just holding secrets but also collecting souls. The old wooden bridge had stood for decades, spanning the river that flowed gently through the town. It was said that anyone who crossed it would be forced to confront their deepest regrets. At first, people thought it a silly superstition, but as time went on and more than one person reported strange occurrences after crossing the bridge, they began to take notice. Some claimed to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the darkness beneath the wooden slats, while others spoke of hearing whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. One stormy night, a young woman named Sarah decided to test the legend for herself. She had been carrying around a secret regret, one she couldn't share with anyone else, and thought this might be her chance to confront it head-on. As she stepped onto the bridge, the wind howled and the rain pounded against her face. Suddenly, the wooden slats beneath her feet began to creak and groan. Sarah felt an icy presence closing in around her, as if something was reaching out from beneath the bridge. She tried to run, but it was too late. A low whisper seemed to echo through her mind, "I should have told him." The words sent shivers down her spine, and she realized that some regrets are better left unspoken. As the darkness closed in around her, Sarah's screams were drowned out by the sound of rushing water, and the bridge remained silent once more, waiting for its next victim. The old wooden bridge had stood for generations, spanning the river that flowed gently through the town. It was said that if you crossed it at midnight and looked back, you would see a figure standing on each side of the water, one representing your deepest regret. Emily had always been fascinated by the legend. As she walked home from school on this particular day, her mind wandered to all the things she wished she could say or do differently in life. She felt like there was something holding her back, and that bridge seemed like a place where secrets were kept. As Emily approached the bridge at midnight, the air grew thick with an eerie silence. The street lights cast long shadows on either side of the road, making it seem as though dark figures lurked just out of sight. She hesitated for a moment before crossing over to the other side. As she looked back, her heart skipped a beat. There was indeed one figure standing in each shadow. The woman who stood closest to Emily's childhood home had eyes that seemed to bore into her very soul. It was as though this person knew all of Emily's deepest fears and regrets. The woman's presence made Emily feel small and insignificant, like she could be swallowed up at any moment. As the figure began to fade away, a faint whisper echoed across the water, "You should have said no." And with that, everything went black.